Hello, guys. This is Vinit from Edge-Forex, and as promised, we are back with the series that I was going to produce for you guys, where I'm going to teach my 14-year-old son, Pranav, how to trade Forex. And it's not just about Forex, guys. It is about trading in general. I'm going to talk about what the trading philosophy is, what trading is all about, how to think like a trader 24/7 in every decision you make in life, how to think like a trader. And once you get that thought process in place, everything will make a lot more sense. And we can then get into specifics of trading stocks, Forex, because everything trading stocks, trading Forex is not different than trading anything else in life. The basic principles are exactly the same. Another thing, guys, this show is not scripted. I am talking as I come up with things. So it may not seem very structured, but it's very, very important that I communicate as I am thinking along, and it's not just scripted where the independent thought is not part of this show or these series. In my opinion, that is extremely important to not only to connect to you guys, also to make sure that I improvise and add and subtract things as I see fit in the process. So without a further ado, let's get started. Pranav, you want to say hello?
Hi, I'm Pranav, I'm 14. I suck at thinking of things on the spot. Yeah,
Sorry for that. Okay, so are you excited about this new series that we're producing
yes.
about how to trade? Okay, the idea was how to trade Forex, but now we are talking about philosophy of trading because as I was talking to you earlier, remember we were taking a car ride this morning. And again, guys, as I said, this is totally unscripted. And I'm going because I'm talking to my son, I'm teaching my son, I'm not creating this as a formal series or a formal training or no, this is not a course. This is a father-son a conversation where I am teaching him everything that I have learned over the years. And hopefully, this honest, candid conversation will make a whole lot more sense than going through a structured course because it's a discourse between a father and a son. And that's how I wanted to keep it rather than having chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 2.13. No, this is not a classroom. This is just a candid, honest discourse, as I said, between a father and a son, where I'm trying to teach him, pass my knowledge along to him, where hopefully he'll capture some of it and make some sense out of it. So, all right. So, make sense, Pranav? We're good?
Yes.
Okay. I said I'm super excited to start, and let's start about trading. And I was in the car. We were taking a drive earlier, and I was talking to you about trade. Everything in life, every decision you make is a trade. I know that sounds a little weird because no, not everything is a trade, but everything reality is a trade. What is a trade? Trade is an exchange. We give one thing in lieu of the other. Okay, you want to go to a store, you buy a candy, you give 50 cents, a dollar, or whatever it is, and you get a candy or a chocolate against that money that you actually paid.
Yeah.
So that's a trade. You're trading your money for the chocolate. So that's a trade.
Okay.
Okay, so now you go to a restaurant, you're trading your money for the food. That's a trade. And from the flip side, if you are a restaurant, you are trading the
On
food
the service.
for money or the service. Yeah, food and the service for money. So they are giving food and service and they're receiving money as an exchange for that. So for them, that is the trade. So everything in life, everything you do is a trade, even as far as even you're a friend, right? A friendship is nothing but a trade. And then you want to say how, why? Like it doesn't make sense. Of course it makes sense because in friendship, you are giving your time and your loyalty to your friend. That's what you are trading. And in return, you're getting the exact same thing back. Okay, so that's a trade. So that's an equal trade. So that's a good. So ideally, you want to have whatever you are giving to your friend in a friendship, you expect something back. Because if you are giving your time and energy and your attention to your friend and you're not receiving it back, you can only go for so long. So it's only going to be a good trade for so long. Okay, if it's only one-sided, at some point you will say that, hey, I'm putting in all the effort, I'm putting in my time, my energy into this friendship, but in return, he's not there when I need him. He's not there when I want to play with him. I'm always there when he wants to go biking with him. But when I want to go biking with him, he's not there. So is that a good trade? That's not a good trade, right? Because you are the one putting in and you're not receiving anything in return. So there is no return on that trade. So it's a one-way trade. So it's a good, really good trade from his side. For him, it's a great trade, but for you, it's not a good trade. Okay. So now what are we seeing in this particular thing? We are seeing that you are investing something in the trade.
Yeah.
Okay. And you are expecting a result for that particular trade. Your investment is your time, your loyalty, your energy, everything. Yeah. If you want to go there, you want to ask your dad to drop you to his place or a place of mutual meeting where you guys are meeting to play or bike or whatever. So that's your investment in this trade. That's your risk in this trade. Okay, I'm throwing this term in so it'll make sense to you. So that's your investment, that's your risk that you're actually putting in this particular trade. And on the other hand, you would expect the other side, the other party, or your friend to do the same. He would your expectation is so he would also show up at that spot for bicycling, for playing basketball, or whatever it is, and then put in the exact same amount of effort that you have put in. So that trade, the risk that you have taken, the investment that you have made, that's the return you would get if he's doing the same thing that you have done.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So ideal trade would be your investment in that trade to make that effort to go play basketball with your friend is reciprocated by him, and that's a successful trade. So you have risk and investment in that trade, and your reward is having a good time with your friend. That's your reward for that particular trade. Okay. So now you have risking something to get a reward. Now, what if your friend doesn't show up for the basketball game that you were actually planning? You were going there, this is this. Now he doesn't show up. Now you are losing everything that you have put in.
Mm-hmm.
So your investment has gone bad because you did not get the actual reward for that particular investment, right? So there was risk that was put in, but the reward was not there. That means you had a losing trade. Okay, if you had a great game, you were satisfied, perfect. That was the goal. That is why you went there. That's why you put in your time, your energy into it. You got ready. You actually had to take a shower and all of those things. And then you go, you get in the car, and I go drop you. So that's your investment. And on the other hand, yes, you play with your friend, you get rewarded. Fine. You feel good about it. Hey, I had a good game. In other words, you had a good trade in that particular thing.
Okay.
Okay. So now you have risk. I understand what, and your reward is there. Okay. So now you're risking something to get rewarded for that particular risk. And if your friend doesn't show up, or if your friend is not giving the whole info, that means that your reward was not there because he was not feeling well. Okay. And then he's not feeling well, and that made you not enjoy the game to the extent that you really, really wanted to. Okay. So now, in this particular case, not all of your investment went bad. In this case, you only got to enjoy part of your investment. So it was a partial win, partial loss. Okay. So it's not every trade has to be a complete win or a complete loss. Make sense? Okay. That's not how things work in life, as I just demonstrated with this one particular example. So let's take a pause and let's ask you if everything that I have just said makes sense or not.
Well, yeah, it makes sense in my opinion. It'll make
Yeah.
sense.
Okay. So now so you want to create a scenario like I did with your friend, like create a scenario where you would, anything can be anything, because think about like anything in your life you do is a trade. So now can you come up with some scenario? I don't want to put you on the spot, but I am doing it anyways. Come up with a scenario where where you can demonstrate what a trade is, what is risk, what is reward, and what each party brings, kind of thing, as I played for, like, restaurant. Something simple that you can actually think of.
What do you mean? Like, do you
Can you?
want the trade to be like a winning trade, losing trade? What do you think?
I don't know. Come up with something. Just give me an example of a trade.
A trade.
Don't repeat what I repeated.
Okay.
Can you think of anything?
Say you go to a theme park and you go on, like, you decide to go on like one of the
Yeah.
huge rides. A winning trade for
Yeah.
that would be like, for example, you risk having a bad time really, because what if you're like really scared of it or something, right? So, and then you're also risking your time. You have to wait an hour, 2 hours in line, all of that just to go one like
Right.
2-minute ride. but then what you gain back is the time that you actually spend on that ride. So, I mean, depending on how it was, really, if it was a letdown, it's a bad trade. But then if it was like a really good time, you'd want to do it all over again, then that's a good trade.
Yes, that's a very good example. That's a really, really good example because going within before you're going in the trade, you know exactly what your expectation is. Okay, so you know what would it take for it to be a winning trade is a really, really good ride because you have invested a lot. You have gotten up. Your father's taken you to this theme park, spent crazy amount of money for the stupid tickets, and then the parking, and the food, and then standing up in the line for this one particular ride that you really, really enjoy because you said, "Oh, that's the fastest, that's the biggest, that's the meanest, that's the ride I want to fucking. Oh, no, that's the ride I want to be on," and that's your risk. That's how much you put in a lot. Your emotions are also part of that trade. You've invested your emotions. Your father is in his emotions in your emotions because for me, for example, the biggest thing is to see you happy. I want you to have fun. And so now there's so much invested in it. So you can go have a fun time for that particular ride because you know it's the best of the best.
Yeah.
Right. So now you've understood what is the risk part of it. You've seen what the investment part of it. Now let's see the line. Okay, that's a 2 hour line. And now what if it's not a 2 hour line? What if it's a 5 hour line? What do you do at that point? Do you cut your losses and say that, hey, I don't want to waste 5 hours here. I would rather go to another ride, which is not as exciting, but I know I'll get a chance in 2 hours. Maybe I can do it twice.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be rewarded, but the reward is not going to be as good as if I were to go on the main ride that I wanted to go on to begin with.
So then you could just stick it out.
Right.
It depends if you've been on that ride before, you really enjoyed it, all of that, right? So it really depends if you've been on that ride, that big ride before. I mean, maybe in your opinion, it's worth it to wait it out because the reward would be much greater. Or maybe you've been
For
on
5 hours.
and maybe it's not 5 hours worthy and maybe just go to another ride and experience it like 2 or 3 times.
Right. So that is your decision to be made at the time. Right. Now think like you want to have the minimum loss possible and you want to have the most reward out of it. Now you have to decide at that time because you know the situation, ground reality at the time, because you're reading what's happening on the ground. You're reading what's happening on this lane versus that lane versus this ride versus the other ride. Only you can decide. You're reading the situation real time and you're making that decision real time that, hey, what do I want to do? 2 rides, 2 times on a not as good a ride, but I'm going to have some fun. But 1 ride with this super crazy ass ride that I've been waiting for all year long.
Yeah.
Okay, but there's a small chance that at the end of it, you may not even get it.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's just part of the risk you have to take, no?
That's the risk that you have to take. Okay, so now you are deciding that. Okay, so in that particular case, what is it that you would take? Let's find out. So now you have a ride. You know the whole situation, right? A ride with a 5 hour wait, or a chance, a very small chance that you won't get on that ride at all, or a ride that you can go on twice, but it's not as good.
Yeah.
But you know all that has gone into it.
I mean,
right?
It really depends what I would choose. Again, it just depends like how good is that big ride? It really depends on how big is your reward.
Your reward is really good because you've already done your homework. Your friends have built it up and you've seen it in the videos. It's the biggest in the world. I'm just making it up. It's the fastest and the biggest and the meanest. And like, it's the holy grail of the rides.
Well, if you want
But
my
on the
opinion,
other hand,
then
you may not get on.
if you want my opinion, then
Yeah, what would you?
I would choose to go on the big one. I mean, everything that's gone into it, I've been looking forward to it for forever. Why not just put all into it and just wait? No.
So it's like you've traded everything and you want a big reward out of that. You are not willing to take small reward and minimize your risk, and then you get the best out of it. Now, so understand risk versus reward. What is it that we want to? How much do I want to risk to get what reward? Okay, not everything is as black and white. Is equal risk, equal reward. Sometimes you get equal reward or even more out of it. What if you were to go to that ride that really good one, and there was only 15-minute wait, and you can actually take it 5 times. So your reward is actually bigger than the risk and the investment that you actually put in.
Yeah.
Right. So there are degrees of it. It's not like win or lose in that case. A trade in that case, in every case, is not simply win or lose. There's so many different degrees.
Actually, wait, let me just pause you
to a
there.
loss.
Let's go back to that,
Sure.
like those 2 rides question. What would you take?
Mhm.
What would you take?
What would I take? As a trader, where all I care about is minimizing my losses, and I would do the 2 rides of the other one, because I've put in so much into it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure I get something out of it.
Yeah.
Without losing the entire.
Fair enough.
That's what I would do. Yeah, that's what I would do. And then I would plan better the next time. Now I want to make this a little complicated. I want to throw another caveat into it. You know the meaning of caveat?
Yes.
Okay. What is caveat?
Like a slight twist, almost, or like another rule or something like that.
Like a what?
Like another option, another rule, or something like that.
Yeah. Option, another rule. Yeah. So let me throw another caveat, and a caveat into this, where you can buy a pass for the fast lane. Okay. And it's going to cost you, say, 20% of the actual ticket price. But instead of waiting 5 hours, now you have to wait 2 hours.
So you
And you
could
can ride
theoretically
it
do it twice.
twice.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do it twice. Yeah, right. Would you buy that fast lane pass?
How much were the tickets into the theme park?
Say X amount, say $100.
$100 to get in.
Yeah.
All right, and then
And it's going to cost you another 50. Say another cost you another 30, 40, 50, whatever
it's
it
at
is.
20%.
Say it's going to cost you another 40. Yeah, say it's going to cost you another 20. But yeah, it's going to cost you another 20, and you can be on that ride in 2 hours. Now, in theory, you can take that ride 2 to 3 times.
Yeah, I'd do that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd do it.
You do that,
I'd
right?
buy it. Yeah.
Yeah. What you have done is you've done something by investing, say, another 20%, but that 20% didn't give you any extra. Let me put it this way. It didn't give you any extra joy from that particular ride.
No, but it gave me a guarantee.
But it gave you a guarantee, but it didn't give you, the ride itself is the same.
Well, yeah, but I can ride it 2 or 3 times if I wanted to. And also it takes away that small chance of me not being able to ride it at all.
Exactly. But the ride itself is the same. The ride didn't change, but it's going to cost you more.
Well, yeah, but
I'm trying to make a point.
okay.
Yeah. Let me finish my point. I'm trying to define it. I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing with you. Just hear me out, because I'm defining what this is called in trading terms. Okay. In other words, you have hedged your risk by buying that fast lane. So you are not going to lose your 100% of your investment.
Okay.
Because at one point you were willing to lose 100% of that investment that you have put in just to get it once. Now you can buy a little hedge or little fast lane pass that is going to give you an ability and a chance not only to do it once but twice.
And it eliminates that possibility of me not doing it at all.
Exactly. So that's protected your investment. Okay. Now, what if this is the last thing for today? Okay. So now, what if you did not know at the time you can only buy that protection or that fast lane while you're entering, and you did not know how long is the wait is going to be?
So the wait could be anything.
It could be anything. Now, that's your homework. Think about it. Okay. Because our next session, next time we talk, I want to start from this.
Okay.
We're going to do a recap, and I'm going to ask you, did you think about it, and what is it that you came up with? And I want a full reasoning.
Okay.
All right. So let's recap. We learned what a trade is, because everything is a trade.
Yeah.
Okay. We learned what is risk. We learned what is reward. We learned not every trade is equal. Sometimes you get more reward. Sometimes you get less reward. Sometimes it's not black and white. It's not 1:1 all the time.
Yeah.
Got it? So any questions, any doubts you would like clarified before we call it for the day?
I think I'm good. I understood everything from today, and I'll need to think about that question. But yeah, I think I'm good.
Yeah. All right. So let's come back on another day and a half, and then let's do another one of these.
All right.
So far, so good?
Yes, definitely.
All right. Thank you, guys. That was our first introductory session. Hopefully you'll like it. Please give us your feedback as to how, if you like anything done differently, or if you like shorter, longer, different, anything, absolutely. All I need is your feedback. All right, guys. Thanks a lot.